looking for his first win as a head coach as they lost their opener on Friday night down in Los Angeles to UCLA. For the Tigers, 11 p.m. Pacific start against Green Bay, where it's 1 in the morning body clock Central Time for the Phoenix of Green Bay.
I know, in my beloved Washington, D.C. area where my family's from, it's 2 a.m. Let's go.
So hour 9 of the tip-off marathon. Pacific in the home whites, the green for Green Bay, and we're underway in Stockton, or as they like to say, in the 209. Green Bay, they won their opening game against Division III Northland, a team from Ashland, Wisconsin. Charles Cooper goes out top to Khalil Small. Small from the baseline and rattles in for Small, the junior from Chicago.
Now, this is what they want to do. The Phoenix want to shoot, and then they want to trap you to take time off and make you make a mistake. That's just what they practice.
And a travel called on Sammy El-Araki and a turnover by Pacific. And on the other end, Link Darner in his second year at Green Bay. He won a Division II national championship back in 2015, had an undefeated season for Florida Southern. He was National Division II Coach of the Year, and he played his college ball at Purdue, which has developed a nice coaching tree. You look at Matt Painter, Conzo Martin.
That's right. The legend, Coach Keedy.
Charles Cooper on the drive, and they're calling a foul inside the circle underneath, and a block is called against T.J. Wallace of Pacific.
Coach Darner said that Cooper has to be the guy. He can't come out. He said, quite frankly, if he has 6 points and 4 rebounds in this game, they're not going to win. He's going to have to impact it, get nearly 20 points, and make drives like that. That was an explosive play.
First foul on T.J. Wallace. Charles Cooper to the line. Just 3 of 6 from the stripe in their opener in the win against Northland, where they won 84-49. Cooper started all 36 for Green Bay last year. He averaged 13.5 points per game, and he tied a Green Bay record last year for the most free throw attempts in a season.
Now watch this, where Pacific is trying to break the press, going up and attacking. They're going to be in attack mode right there.
Ball stripped and stolen by Charles Cooper. Green Bay had 11 steals in their opener against Northland, and again they led the country in steals last year, averaged 9.9 per game, just under 10 per contest.
Look at the new style offense right now for the Tigers. They want to try to get early opportunities as well. You're not going to see so many sets. They're going to take their chances trying to attack and get easy baskets themselves.
Ray Bowles off the mark, and the rebound Turner Botts for Green Bay.
Good matchup right there.
Squaring up is Kenneth Lowe. They move it around. Here's a 3 on the way, and it's too strong from Trevor Anderson, who last year was Mr. Basketball for the state of Wisconsin, the freshman Anderson from Stevens Point. And that rattles out, and the rebound controlled by the Phoenix and Charles Cooper.
So far, both teams are getting what they want. You're seeing early offense by Green Bay, but then Pacific is getting back. Look at these white jerseys trying to sit down on the defense.
Cooper down the lane, and the rebound, and the Tigers and Ray Bowles. Pacific trying to get on the board here. David Taylor for the Tigers. That one rattles out, the rebound batted around, and it's reclaimed by Pacific and T.J. Wallace.
Wow, right in the lane.
Foul against Turner Botts, a block on Green Bay.
You talk about T.J. Wallace. He has to be an impact player on his end, dominating the same way Cooper. Both of them are going to have the ball in their hands a lot. They have experience. They're upperclassmen, and they both will be playing with a sense of urgency.
Pacific picked to come in 7th in the preseason poll in the West Coast Conference. There's a 3 on the way, no good from Tanko Fuko. And the rebound run down in the corner by Khalil Small.
Yeah, those were 3 good shots. Your feet are set, and for Coach Stoudemire, you'll take that if your offense is getting you open shots. Got to knock it down.
Tigers 0 of 5 from the floor. Nice pass inside the slam from Kenneth Lowe. And the first 5 have been scored by the Phoenix.
You can see what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to slip the high screen and roll. That's what the coaching staff from Pacific was talking about. That's a travel.
And a turnover in the backcourt against Ray Bowles. And a rough start for the Tigers.
Now watch this coming off a screen and roll, Roxy. And right there, little indecision. The experienced 6 seniors coming off an NCAA tournament, that's easy money.
Already 3 turnovers committed by Pacific as Damon Stoudemire going to his bench to bring in Jack Williams, the transfer from Long Beach State.
Now, college kids like to stay up late, but this is even late for them right now, so they'll have to make an adjustment. That foul.
And a foul on DJ Ursery, who just checked in, as well as Charles Cooper's got that ability to get to the line. We talked about it, where he tied a program season record last year. Kiefer Sykes, the former Green Bay player, had the record, and Cooper tied him last year. And in addition to leading the country in steals last year, Green Bay also shot more than 1,000 free throws last season, which was tops in college basketball.
Well, because of the tempo and committed to run. Isn't that interesting? When you have a coach, Keedy, disciple, that wants to get out there like that, go figure. Come on. Are you kidding me?
Karam Cantor in the game for Green Bay. He's the younger brother of Enes Kanter. The NBA forward. He's now in his 2nd year with Oklahoma City after 4 years in Utah. As Cooper hits both, and it's now 7-zip Green Bay.
Now this is what Pacific...
And we're not talking Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Nelson.
Oh, you cheesehead, you.
It might be after 11 p.m., but we're still right in the prime time for us. As Pacific, another poor turnover. And the rough start continues for the Tigers. 4 turnovers, and they're 0 of 6. Green Bay 7, Pacific nothing at the Spanos Center in Stockton. It's the 3rd straight WCC team in action in the tip-off marathon, hour 9 of the marathon. Earlier, BYU knocked off Princeton at the Marriott Center in Provo, and you just saw Gonzaga crush San Diego State at the count. The game for the graduate transfer, Jordan Matthews, who had 17. Cantor flips it up, and he draws the foul against Sammy Elaraki and Karam Cantor to the line. First on Sammy Elaraki, the senior from Denmark.
What I'm seeing more than anything, Green Bay is moving. They're trying to shoot the 3-point shot. They want to get early offense. What I'm seeing more than anything is confidence. When you have upperclassmen that have met with success going to the NCAA tournament, that confidence is spilling over, and you can see that right now. You just talked about going into break. That Pacific hadn't got out of neutral. These guys are right now on cruise control. It's just self-driving right now. It's driving itself.
These are college kids. They should be up and ready to go this time of the night. Sammy Elaraki clears as Karam Cantor missed both.
I'd like to know your pregame. How'd you get ready?
I'm still trying to get on American time after getting back from Shanghai.
You're a star, Roxy. You're a star. You need to score a basket right there so we can see it on there. We got to see it from the monitor.
All the way down, and it popped out for Jack Williams. Sammy Elaraki can't finish, and a foul called against Green Bay, and it's on Karam Cantor of the Phoenix. Pacific struggling, trying to get going against Green Bay. A good start for the Phoenix, traveling all the way out west. Games. 13 men's conferences represented in the AP teams that are ranked. You just saw Gonzaga knock off San Diego State. Number 4 Oregon is at Baylor. They're in Waco. That's still tomorrow here in California, but it's later today in Texas and the East Coast.
Don't even start trying to figure it out.
I'm just trying to figure out what time zone I'm in.
I had the privilege of calling it last year in Hawaii. That.
So why'd you get stuck with me this year then? You could have been back out in Hawaii. Sammy Elaraki was 0-4 at the line of the opener against UCLA. Hits the first, and the Tigers break the seal.
I got a chance to talk to the young guy, and I was really enjoying that he's a big guy that likes to be big. And anything in the paint, he's trying to dunk it. He's not drifting out to the 3-point line, which is really popular for a lot of 7-footers to do. But he's a throwback kind of a player where he likes to play with his back to the basket.
Hits both free throws, and he already has 6 rebounds. There's what you're talking about, Adrian, being that physical presence inside. Karam Cantor on the block.
Too easy. Too easy.
Bodies go crashing out of bounds. It stays with Green Bay.
Now, for Pacific, they were in good defensive position, but you can't let Cantor all game long get 2 or 3 dribbles inside the paint that close. Bad things will happen to a defense.
Warren Jones off the inbound. The senior moves inside, and the rebound controlled by the Tigers and Jacob Lampkin. Little out of control is T.J. Wallace, and the Phoenix come away with it. Turner Box the rebound.
T.J.'s got to plant his feet and go up strong and draw the contact as strong as he is.
Warren Jones long on the 3. And on the end line, it stays with Green Bay. Pacific had just 8 wins last year and went 6-12 in the West Coast Conference. And it was a turbulent season, some off-the-floor issues for the Tigers they had to deal with, and some penalties and some self-imposed sanctions and stiff sanctions that were handed out. The rocked by scandals, some illegal benefits.
It was a hot mess, in short, and they did the right thing. They're trying to raise their profile. They got Damon Stoudemire, who's very respected, an accomplished NBA player, and now assistant coach. So they did the right thing, trying to govern themselves quickly.
And part of the penalties that were self-imposed by Pacific, they have 2 scholarship losses over 3 years. And that's what Damon Stoudemire in his first year at Pacific has to deal with as the Tigers take it away, and Ray Bowles goes coast to coast, and Bowles lays it in.
It was a matter of time before the home team started to score, because they're trying to play the right way. They're in basketball detox, as Coach Stoudemire said earlier at Shooting Range.
Goes over the top of the backboard, out of bounds. It belongs to the Tigers. The Pacific last year, the 8 wins, the lowest win total since 1988-89. Damon Stoudemire has his work cut out for him here. On the other side, Green Bay, a resurgence for them, considering they ended a 20-year NCAA tournament drought last year.
Look at some good nuggets, though, Roxy. He said that this reminds him of when he first started with Lionel Hollins at Memphis in the NBA, when they had a young Rudy Gay, and also Rudy Gay and the point guard that's the highest paid player in the NBA. Thank you, sir. $150 million. Tell me that didn't work. And the blueprint was being patient.
Foul against the Tigers. It's on Jacob Lampkin.
Steady by steady, possession by possession, and they want to use the same blueprint for these guys.
And for Damon Stoudemire, he said he leaned heavily on Lionel Hollins. Yep. He has a great resource of coaches that he played for, whether it's Lionel Hollins,
Lute Olson,
working with Sean Miller and Josh Pastner the last few years. Yeah, Lute Olson's not a bad resource. It's a turnover by Green Bay. Greg Popovich when he played with San Antonio.
And what you establish is your own identity. You take a little from this one, a little from that one. You learn how a Sean Miller might coach a point guard or so, and he makes that adjustment. So he's got the wherewithal.
And it was one of his NBA connections that really helped him is Malik Haynes in the game for Pacific. Dell Demps, who's a former great player here at Pacific,
that's right,
who's now the GM for the New Orleans Pelicans as DJ Ursery gets the role. And after a 7-zip start for Green Bay, Pacific has rattled off 6 straight. But Dell Demps placed a phone call to Dr. Ted Leland, who's the AD here at Pacific. And that really swung Ted Leland in Damon Stoudemire's favor, the influence that Dell Demps had, as a 3 off the mark from Malik Haynes.
What has gotten Pacific back into this game is holding them to one shot and done. See the scrappy possession right there, not giving easy baskets, making them take challenge shots like that.
Jacob Lampkin the rebound for the Tigers.
To your point with Damon, one, he's paid his dues at every level. Success again, as we talked about in the NBA, and then as an assistant coach in the NBA and college. But it comes down to relationships. Can you relate with young people? He said the biggest adjustment, 1 seat over now, is hit on his time. It's like a CEO. He's got to talk to the alumni. He's got to recruit. He's got to coach his team. He's got to watch film. And he said, my time, it's such a severe hit on his time.
Pacific looking for the lead after getting down 7-0.
Good ball movement. Excellent patience. Green Bay also wants them to shoot from the outside right there.
Ray Bowles way off, and here come the Phoenix and Warren Jones. And a block near midcourt on Ray Bowles, his first foul.
Now, if you look at both scouting reports, Green Bay wants to hold them to one shot, keep them outside the paint. They've been able to do that. Pacific wants to get back on defense. So for both teams, the scouting report is working. Now it comes down to that big E word, execution.
And for Link Darner bringing his team in here. Traveled out here yesterday. Out of the Horizon League, where Valpo and Oakland were picked 1-2 in the preseason poll, and Green Bay was picked third as Warren Jones strokes it. So the transfer from Bradley, the senior from Centralia, Illinois, and a steal off the inbound, but Kenneth Lowe can't control it. It goes right back to the Tigers.
For Wallace, he's playing with fire. He's got 2 careless turnovers. He's got to be the calming effect for his team, because if he's turning it over, being a veteran upperclassman, that takes away a little bit of the confidence for the younger players.
And at shoot-around today, Damon Stoudemire and his staff, Adrian, they took a lot of time to go over breaking the press. They were ready for this. They knew what was coming from Green Bay, and let's see how they handle it. They spent, what would you say, about 40 minutes working on press breakers and attacking it just like David Taylor did.
They did, but you got to be consistent on that one. Taylor did a wonderful job catching it and attacking. And you're right, Roxy, they practiced that, emphasis on that. Now you got to be consistent.
Lil Small called for a walk.
Man's greatest ability is his dependability. That's a free one for you. Now watch this one.
That one.
I like Taylor. You know why I like him? Because he's got my number 24. David Taylor, not David, David.
And you played against his dad, right? Derek Taylor, who played for Dale Brown at LSU, was on the '86 Final Four team for the LSU Tigers.
He was a problem, scoring guard. Become really good friends with our coach. He's a mentor. Always sending you something positive to read. Dale Brown. Now watch the spread. Try to high screen and roll. You can see any double teams coming. Tough
shot for T.J. Wallace, and Pacific has their first lead.
That was one of those no. Good shot. Knocked down a huge shot. That should get him going offensively.
After getting down 7-zip, they've outscored Green Bay 11-2.
Help him recover.
Warren Jones. Shot clock at 10. Trevor Anderson gets inside and draws the foul, and one for the freshman Anderson.
One thing about Coach Darner's team is they won't quit. They're always going north to south.
Going on at Madison Square Garden. How about Michigan State, Adrian? They played in Hawaii against Arizona as part of the Armed Forces Classic, then going from Hawaii all the way to New York to take part in the Champions Classic, and all those great freshmen will be on display there in New York.
Well, you know, Tom Izzo has an impressive record that every senior in his 4 years has been to at least one Final Four. So right now he's cooking up the sausage. It wasn't pretty against Arizona with all those turnovers, but there is a method to his madness.
Trevor Anderson gets the and one, and it's a 1-point lead for the Phoenix. And boy, what a great win for Arizona, considering they're a bit shorthanded. They did it without Alonzo Trier. They had just gotten Chance Comanche reinstated. And a horrible injury for Ray Smith, who retired after tearing an ACL for the 3rd time. Yet Arizona, with a great young nucleus, who's able to find a way and win. David Taylor from deep rattles out.
The confidence is such a fleeting thing, especially with a young person, and when you can get a huge win on the road, on the national stage, that's a good carryover effect. Good spacing, good ball movement, 2 disciplined teams playing against each other.
Here's Charles Cooper. A little small out top. David Jesperson from long range. The Pepperdine transfer misfires. And it's controlled by T.J. Wallace for the Tigers.
You're seeing Pacific trying to grow up before your very eyes. They lost to this team last year. They had 4 guys foul out. It was a high-scoring game. But they're excited about being back in their first home game for Coach Stoudemire going against an NCAA team.
Kenneth Lowe called for the foul. That game last year, Green Bay won at 93-88. Carrington Love, who has graduated, had 29.
They were hot. Shot a lot of three-pointers in that game.
He hit 5 threes.
Yeah, they gave him the business on that one.
But Green Bay shot just 50% from the line in that game. They were 22 of 44. and they forced Pacific into 23 turnovers.
Pacific's doing a better job of playing with confidence. There was a turnover right there, but they were playing with a purpose. I like to see a team trying to attack. Why are you doing what you do?
That's 3 steals now for Green Bay. But the Phoenix give it right back to the Tigers. Just about midway through this first half in Stockton, a 1-point lead for Green Bay.
Both teams are into this game now. Remember with the late start, Coach Darner was talking about last year. He thought it was harder for his team to play at 6 in the morning because you had to get up at pregame at 4 o'clock and get over them. So he said, hey, young kids, they hang up all night anyway.
Green Bay lost the tip-off marathon at East Tennessee State in a 5 a.m. Eastern game last year. And a foul called as Ray Bowles went crashing into the key. And the block called against the Phoenix to send Bowles to the free throw line.
The reason there's no separation in this game yet is both teams are turning the ball over at an even clip. So they're both trying to take away each other's first option. Green Bay wants to attack in 2.5 seconds. Pacific is also freed it up. Remember, Coach Stoudemire is coming with a new style, giving them more freedom to try to attack an early offense.
Ray Bowles hits the free throw for Damon Stoudemire. Bowles, the junior from right up the road in Modesto. He played at a local powerhouse in high school, Modesto Christian.
Chuck Hayes.
Chuck Hayes is from there, exactly.
I was speaking in schools when I got a chance to. I was still playing back then. I was about 38. Anyway, but Chuck was a young guy. Chuck was a young guy before he went to Kentucky. He was a senior.
Tied at 12. Long 2 on the way. Too strong from Charles Cooper. Kept alive on the offensive glass by Khalil Small. And he'll go to the free throw line. That's the 17th foul called against the University of Pacific.
Those are the 2 guys that have to impact the game. Look at Small, his structure. Look how long his arms are. Tony Delk type. Remember Tony?
I do.
Oh, man, real strong. Our colleague, he works with the SEC Network. But Tony Delk is built like Tony Delk. He had those very long arms as a guard.
Had a nice NBA career. As the first shot knocked in by Khalil Small's first free throw attempt of the season. Last year he shot his free throws at 71%. Had a huge game. In their first round NCAA tournament loss, they were a 14 seed going up against 3 seed Texas A&M, and Billy Kennedy's team won that game and moved on. But Khalil Small had 22 points, at 5 threes against the Aggies.
Catch and shoot. You can put it on the floor, and when you have a strong body, you can absorb the bump. When someone tries to get up under you and try to take away your space, those strong shoulders, he can clear out and get it into a shooting pocket. Can Pacific attack the zone again without turning it over? That's a question. Now we're in the second half of this first
half.
Yep.
Second half of the first half. There you go. Going baseline for the Tigers is Ray Bowles, who comes up empty and is cleared by Green Bay. And here comes the freshman Trevor Anderson. We're really excited about Anderson getting the Mr. Basketball for the state of Wisconsin.
Last one to do that, Tony Bennett. He's had success, huh?
Thrown away, and a turnover. There's Tony Bennett now, the head coach at Virginia. And 5th turnover, by the way, against the Phoenix. But Tony Bennett, who played at Green Bay for his dad, Dick Bennett, will go from Green Bay on to the University of Wisconsin.
Pack line defense.
And people confuse it in terms of the last NCAA tournament appearance for Green Bay. Tony Bennett was not on that team. He had just graduated after the previous season.
Boy, is he refreshing for college basketball or what?
Ball deflected.
Nice drive.
The lob inside, broken up, tried to get it to Tonko Vuko.
For Bowles, he had 2 good drives. He's got to pay off those possessions when you get an open driving lane.
Turner Botts off on a 3. Here come the Tigers. TJ Wallace from downtown, and Pacific seesaws in front. Second 3 for Wallace.
What you saw is him getting into his shooting stance. The offense was spread. It's a good play both ways. We talked about it earlier. Both teams are getting what they want. Green Bay wants to attack and get easy baskets. They just got it. And then Pacific, who's a work in progress, wants to keep the floor spread. Look at the open flow. They want to try to get an open flow for a backdoor, get to the free throw line.
Charles Cooper leads Green Bay now with 5.
That's a priority for Green Bay. They have to guard the half-court sets.
T.J. Wallace. Shot clock inside 5. Wallace, a long 3. And the rebound. Turner Box saves it right to the Pacific Tigers. Ray Bowles is fouled. Foul against Kenneth Lowe.
NBA Finals, well, it was good. They're trying to upgrade the league. They want to upgrade the cachet of the league, try to get the bottom-tier teams to compete with the big heavyweights in the league.
Well, the top 3 teams in this league are outstanding when you look at Gonzaga, BYU, and St. Mary's.
Yeah, since 2011, those 3 have always finished 1, 2, or 3 in top order.
Ray Bowles hits the first one more. He's 2 of 3 at the line. And also on that list, and Santa Clara, I think, making a statement also, Adrian,
Herb
by
Sendek.
going out and hiring Herb Sendek.
Coach Sendek. He's always been getting his teams into a tournament. Not the flashiest guy.
And I'm also a big Kyle Smith fan, who USF hired to replace Rex Walton. Kyle Smith did a great job at Columbia. Former Randy Bennett assisted at St. Mary's. Has a 3 knocked down by Trevor Anderson. And the freshman went 3 of 5 from long range, their opener against Northland. And he gives Green Bay a 3-point lead.
Well, that makes a coach smile when he can get his shooter off of assist. That means they're moving the basketball, they're getting to their spots, and that's one of the things when you know you're clicking. You're not just jacking up shots. Tough shots there.
T.J. Wallace way off. Here comes Trevor Anderson. Charles Cooper lost it. Here come the Tigers with Malik Haynes.
5-on-2, good pass.
Sammy El-Araki has it stripped, and here come the Phoenix. Another steal for Green Bay. And a travel. They give it right back.
There's been 6 points on the table that Pacific has not executed. Mose missed 2 open layups, and Sammy right there under the basket. You got to pay that one off.
6:05 left in this first half. 4 steals now for Green Bay.
The turnovers and the missed shot have kept both teams in. Green Bay hasn't been able to build on the lead because they've got turnovers. See those turnovers right now. 7 and 8 apiece.
Keep in mind, this is just game number 2 for both sides. A strong take and 1. T.J. Wallace attacks the key.
The upperclassman making a statement. He's a lefty, getting into his driving lane and then being strong. That's what you want, to be able to finish. He hit a 3-pointer, and now he's mixing up his offense. That's a strong finish.
Second foul on Karam Cantor of Green Bay. And so Wallace is the line, who played down the road at Modesto Christian for former Cal Bear Richard Midgley, who is now a scout in the NBA. He was the high school coach there. Has moved on from Modesto Christian. But T.J. Wallace, a 2-time honorable mention All West Coast Conference selection, his 60th career start tonight. Best year of his career was as a sophomore when he averaged 13 a game. Last year it dipped to below 11 per contest.
Coach Stoudemire really wants to play him off the ball. He has to put the ball in his hand, but he would love to get him off the ball so he can make plays like the one we just saw.
He led Pacific with 21, an opening loss at UCLA. The Bruins hit a school record 18 threes against Pacific. Karam Cantor losing the rebound, dives for it. And the Phoenix come away with it. Warren Jones.
Nowhere to go.
Offensive foul on Jones. Charged right into David Taylor.
Nowhere to go. As a former basketball player, that would drive me nuts. Stop, take a step back. Right there, you're seeing David waiting for him, nowhere to go. Just kiss it off the glass or throw a little bounce pass to your teammates.
As a former player, you can't play anymore? Is that what you're telling me?
You better not tell my wife I can play anymore. It's over. It is long
Breaking
over.
news, Adrian Branch says he can't play anymore.
Nah, I didn't call myself a scrub. I didn't call myself a scratcher. That was my nickname with the Lakers, Scratcher. Coming in calling that.
Who gave you that?
Well, I was calling everybody Scratcher, and they gave it just stuck.
Off balance, too strong from T.J. Wallace. Long three from David Taylor. And over the back is Jack Williams.
If you look at the film at halftime, Pacific is getting good shots. It just comes down to skill, being able to knock it down. Their percentage is well under 50%. However, are you getting good shots? And they've been getting good shots.
1-1 for Charles Cooper, 3 of 4 at the line. 8th foul against the Tigers. Green Bay by 1, approaching 5 minutes to go in this first half. So it's Turner Botts at the line, the senior from Little Chute, Wisconsin. One more coming. Next NBA Wednesday doubleheader is Katie, Steph, and the Warriors in Toronto to take on NBA's top scorer DeMar DeRozan and the Raptors at 8 Eastern. Then we'll head to Staples Center for the Grizz and the Clippers. Both games also streaming live on the ESPN app. And watch ESPN. First points for Botts and a 3-point lead for Green Bay.
Green Bay able to capitalize on miscues of Pacific. Right now, they're only shooting 25%. Green Bay's not much better. But you got to be able to get some easy baskets.
Foul the perimeter, and it's on Warren Jones of Green Bay, his second. And that's the 8th foul, so the bonus sends Pacific to the line for a 1-1. So DJ Ursery going to the foul line. Ursery, the junior from LA. Last year's 74% foul shooter.
It's important to come off the bench, stay attached to this game. You want to be able to knock down your free throws when you've been struggling from the field as a team.
One more for Ursery. The goals back in for Pacific.
Kind of got a smile on my face for Coach Stoudemire. I want to check back later on in this season, and really in about a year or two, and you're going to see this place rocking, the crowd get interested. And
like back in the Michael Olowokandi days here at Pacific.
Oh, my goodness. He had that one-hand jump hook. I don't know if he had a love for the game, though. He was a big 7-footer.
Number 1 overall pick by the Clippers. Warren Jones missing.
Gotta have a love for the game as a footer.
All the way to the basket, missing the layup is T.J. Wallace. But Wallace keeps it alive for the Tigers and backs it out.
8 points now. They would have the lead on plays like that if you can capitalize. It's open in the post.
DJ Ursery. Jack Williams can't get the follow on the rebound. A little small. He nearly turned it over. Deep three.
Like Jones. That's a tough shot for him. But he's got an easy offensive flow. He doesn't struggle to get his shot out.
Here comes Wallace. Off balance, count it, +1 for T.J. Wallace.
That might have been the answer. Somebody checking you going to left. He misses the easy shots, hits the hard ones. The lefty going right, knocking it down. You need the leadership from your senior in traffic, tying it up early this morning.
Marathon so far. Good win for BYU over Princeton behind Eric Mika returning from his mission.
That was a good game, competitive.
But Princeton jumped out early against BYU before the Cougars rallied. Then Gonzaga just dismantled San Diego State at the Kennel. As Mark Few, as the Zags locked and loaded again.
Tough Mark Few. Usual suspects again.
T.J. Wallace at the line. And Wallace rattles it home, and Pacific reclaims the lead. Wallace now 1 of 2 at the stripe. He has 11 points, lead all scorers.
Now, under 4 minutes, how can you execute going into half? For Pacific, they represented themselves well, defending early offense.
Offensive foul, called illegal screen against Link Darner's Green Bay Phoenix. And it's the 3rd foul on the Pepperdine transfer, David Jesperson. So a turnover committed by Green Bay gives the ball to Pacific with 3:43 left in the half.
The press has not hurt Pacific. right now. But you don't want to get tired.
You spoke too soon.
Well, you don't want to get tired. You got to use your timeouts.
But a timeout already. The tournament began in 1939. Kentucky's won 8. 5 by Duke. Kansas with 3. Michigan State with 2.
Who you got winning the national championship?
This year?
Yeah.
You're going to put me on the spot this early in the season?
Well, put me on the spot.
Okay.
Put me on the spot, baby.
Avery Branch, who do you like?
Right now, easy to love, Duke. Duke is loaded.
Way to put yourself out on a limb.
I'm a branch. It comes easy.
I set you up for that.
Pun intended.
Put it right there on a tee for you.
Pun intended. Coming out of timeout, can you get a good possession? Getting to the free throw line, getting an open shot.
There's an open shot. No good from Ray Bowles. Out of bounds. And it belongs to Green Bay.
Both teams are combined right now. 3 for 22 at the three-point line. I'm interested to see in the second half if that three-point line will open up. And I think that's where you'll get some separation in this game.
Here's a 3 on the way. He can shoot it from downtown. Trevor Anderson gives Green Bay the lead again.
Playing with an assurance, playing with the easy flow. In his early career, no one has said no to him. He's had early success.
Anderson leads Green Bay with 9.
Watch this, rising up. His feet are set. It doesn't take a lot of space. Right there, he's in a triple threat position, then rising up. Reggie Miller style. Remember that name back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Hall of Famer, Midwestern. But when you're playing with confidence, with an assuredness, the game becomes easy. And because he's a freshman, he hasn't dealt with anybody saying no. He's just had success right now.
Offensive foul on DJ Ursery. As Pacific having difficulty is going inside. Karam Cantor is fouled. Can't get the shot to go, but he'll get a couple of free throws. And the Pacific foul on Ray Bowles, his second.
That's the danger with a veteran team. They'll go along, and then all of a sudden they make a run, a 6-2 run, an 8-1 run. And for Pacific, they've got to quiet the runs, especially going into half. It's been a sluggish offensive flow from the three-point line, but you want to pay off this hard work in the first half by trying to get into the half with a lead.
Cantor now 0 of 3 at the line. It's Damon Stoudemire looking for his first win as a college head coach. In his home debut after losing their opener down at Pauley Pavilion. So there is a foul. Count the free throw for Cantor. And then we're going to the other way, and a foul in Green Bay trying to box out inside. It'll be a 1-and-1. Rather, the double bonus, 2 shots for Jacob Lampkin and Pacific.
Well, it's still early in the season right now. Green Bay had a dominating performance, and they were the better team. For Pacific, they ran into a buzzsaw with UCLA. When you hit 18 three-pointers, all-time records for them, what's that, 54 points? For the three-point line. But both teams right now are still a work in progress.
That's a very skilled offensive team. And you look at the weapons that Steve Alford has at UCLA.
Yeah.
And Damon Stoudemire, Pacific, saw it up close and personal on Friday night as they hit both free throws to climb within 1. Karam Cantor fouled on a putback.
Talked about this earlier at the 9-minute mark, where if you get Cantor 2 feet from the basket, bad things will happen to your defense. He'll get a second possession, he'll get to the free throw line, or he'll score a layup. It's not good things when you give up driving lanes.
Third foul on Ray Bowles. Not good for the Tigers. Is the junior from Istanbul, Turkey. Karam Cantor is now 1 of 5 at the line.
I played in Turkey. I enjoyed Turkey. I played Israel, Spain, Turkey, France, Australia, Thailand.
You should probably just name the places you didn't play.
I have not played against Roxy when you were in high school. When you made it to the NCAA tournament in high school. You played on this floor. How was your success on this?
We didn't come out very well.
Oh, Roxy, come on. You should have stretched that one. Nobody would know. 2 o'clock in the morning.
Tigers. I can't lie.
Good hustle.
Hustling, diving into the table. Was Turner Botts trying to keep it alive. And they're quickly to help him up. There's his coach, Link Darner, along with his teammate, Charles Cooper. They were ready to help out their teammate. What hustle by Botts.
Up and away. How about that? That's a statement right there. On the road, playing hard, taking one for the team.
Enemy territory.
That's a tough one right there. I never liked that one too much.
Diving into the table in the front row.
Sorry, Coach. You're just going to be mad at me. I'll get the next one. I'm Big Poppy. I'm waiting for the offense there.
TJ Ursery. Here's the kick out. Huko left it short, got it back. Has it blocked by Canner.
Good spacing, unselfish travel.
Travel on DJ Ursery. So another Pacific turnover.
Yeah.
That's now 10 turnovers for the Tigers here in the first half.
And 12 points off of layups that you missed. So you add that right now, and you've got yourself 38-25 lead.
They're down 1, 2 minutes to go in the half. Coming up the Land Rover halftime report. Tip-off marathon continues. We're approaching hour 10. About to hit midnight on the West Coast. Trevor Anderson missing. Coming away with a loose ball. Here comes TJ Wallace. Pacific looking to run.
Pacific is doing a good job scrapping up the game, battling with the 50-50 balls. But there comes a time where you've got to face that giant, which is knocking down an open shot.
I think Haynes misses everything. And a Phoenix ball with inside 90 seconds to go. Now, for a great player like Damon Stoudemire, how difficult is it? Because we've seen great players struggle as coaches.
Correct. You've got to have the temperament for it. And what he talked about, referring back to when he was with Memphis, with Mike Conley and Rudy Gay when they were young. You got to be patient and continue. You are what you repeatedly practice and emphasize. And he's emphasizing competing and paying attention to detail.
Charles Cooper, long. Karam Cantor can't get it to go. And here come the Tigers and DJ Ursery. Nice move. Ursery to the basket, and Pacific goes on top.
Ursery hadn't played that much, but he's showing me something. He's got good, elusive, open court flow.
The junior from LA with 5 and a 1-point lead for the Tigers.
A lot of times as young people go, as their offense goes, they go. When Pacific scores, they sit down better on the defensive end. Got a double team right there.
And a foul called on David Taylor of Pacific, his first, as Khalil Small will go to the line for Green Bay with 22.9 left in the half.
Roxy, that's what Coach Stoudemire was talking about, being quick with your feel for the game. You got to recognize when there's a mismatch, when the opponent is getting ready to take advantage of your teammate. You got to double team. You can't play by the numbers is what he's saying. You got to be instinctive.
Small 2 of 2 at the line.
Called it predetermined. That's what he called it. Predetermined. You can't play predetermined basketball.
Tied at 26, one more for Small. Trevor Anderson leads Green Bay with 9. TJ Wallace for Pacific leads all scorers with 11 as Jacob Lampkin comes back in for the Tigers.
It's interesting. If you were to ask me what I've seen in the first half going into this 22 seconds, it's like Pacific is discovering what they can do. Green Bay know what they can do when they've already been to the tournament. So they've all earlier. You hear it with new coaching staff coming in and the culture change, and this is a culture change. They got to go through the front door. It was a debacle last year. Pacific is trying to represent the university and the alumni and themselves the right way, and it's step by step.
The last time out, by the way, taken by Green Bay, not Pacific. So 3 left for the Tigers, or 2 for the Tigers, 3 for Green Bay.
Watch the high screen and roll, a double screen coming off. Got to get ready to go now.
Malik Haynes looking to go. Jack Williams from way out there. And they'll take us to the end of the first half. And it's a 1-point lead for Green Bay, 27-26. Damon Stoudemire trying to fire up the troops. His team down 1 in their home opener. Halftime in Stockton. Green Bay 27, Pacific 26. A tight one in. We are into hour 10 of the tip.
For both teams.
And 10 turnovers aside And that's what Green Bay does, is they get you uncomfortable, out of rhythm, and they come away with steals. They had 4 steals in the first half, and again, Green Bay led the country last year in steals per game at just under 10 a contest. 11 for T.J. Wallace to lead all scorers for Pacific. Trevor Anderson, 9 points to lead Green Bay. Open shot from the top, rattles out from Jack Williams, who had a good look.
Jack had one, or he could have made that extra pass as well to Wallace.
An errant pass, that's turnover number 11 by Green Bay. And Link Darner's team did have trouble taking care of the ball in their opener. Yes, they blew out Northland Division III team in their opening game, but they turned it over 17 times in that game.
Some of them are like tennis, unforced errors. Right now, it's that pressure on the basketball. It's a miscue. And I would blame it on early parts of the season right now. Trying to settle yourself down.
T.J. Wallace drives. And the 7-footer, Sami El-Araki, gets the roll, and Pacific goes back on top.
Coming out of the half, Coach Stoudemire said 2 things he wants to do: not turn the ball over and make baskets in traffic. That was their 14th miss right there. And then how about the 7-footer? Big Sammy with the knocking it down and an and one. Excellent job in traffic.
Second foul on Khalil Small. And El-Araki now 2 of 3 at the line. The rebound, Turner Botts. The Pacific, one thing they are doing well tonight, they have 13 offensive rebounds in this game.
Well, committed to attacking the glass.
And David Taylor on the run-up. Taylor drives, and David Taylor gives Pacific their largest lead of the night.
Nice drive. The coaching staff will be happy on that. Instinctively, he dropped his shoulder, saw a driving lane, and finished strong. That was a good finish.
The senior from Germany, whose dad played for Dale Brown on a Final Four team at LSU. Sami El-Araki, another rebound. It's now 9 rebounds for the senior center.
The ball movement.
Jack Williams fires. And the rebound, Trevor Anderson for the Phoenix.
It looks like Jack shoots it coming down. It's an awkward kind of hitch to his shot.
Good passing inside, but Charles Cooper can't get the shot over El-Araki.
That's what you see in Pacific right there. Want to push the tempo.
Sami El-Araki the slam. 5-point lead for the Tigers. And quickly, Green Bay answers and quiets the crowd. A timeout taken by the Phoenix, but Sami El-Araki being a force.
But it's a new sheriff in town, and he wants to go step by step, brick by brick.
Trying to build this thing up. Can somebody, Adrian, crack the top 3? Because everybody's ready just to anoint Gonzaga, BYU, St. Mary's as the 3 best teams in this league. Could anybody surprise and knock one of those 3 out of those top 3 spots?
Well, right now, they are the favorite. They have experience. They have the best talent right now. And they have a culture of winning. It just takes some time. That's why you see 4 new coaches in the conference. But they're legitimate. To crack that top 3, you got to be good. And you got to be hot and keep your key guys from getting injured, kicked out, or suspended.
Kenneth Lowe called for his 3rd foul. Sami El-Araki has been a force in this game. 6 points, 10 rebounds for the senior from Denmark.
Remember, we talked about it again. He's a big guy that doesn't apologize for being big. He's in traffic, playing well. Got a chance to talk to him earlier. I said, how good are you? He said, I'm good. I said, don't give me a company answer. How good are you? And he said, I think I could be effective. And you know what? He's a big guy that can dunk off the vertical, and we saw that in traffic.
He's 4 of 5 at the line.
Playing hard. Stand near the basket, too. You have to have that defensive anchor, defensive presence.
He has 10 rebounds in 7 minutes tonight. And Pacific has matched their largest lead. And a solid move by Kenneth Lowe, the senior for Green Bay, going right at the 7-footer.
Well, that's good basketball. That's competing. Lowe took his time. He looked for a double team, and he made a strong up and under move. Good job scoring in the post. Right now, Pacific is settling down. The pressure from Green Bay has not bothered them.
El-Araki. Again, he has the double-double now.
What's a good coach do? Facilitate overachievement. He wasn't making these plays last year, and all of a sudden, he's playing big. And when you score, you start to expand. He looks even bigger right now. It looks like he's 7'3".
He has 10 points. His career high is 11 against Loyola Marymount. Lowe has it stripped. Out of bounds. It stays with the Phoenix.
You know what Pacific is doing all of a sudden? They're losing themselves in the competition. They're not thinking about Green Bay that has 6 returning seniors from an NCAA tournament that beat them, bopped them in the nose last year. They're enjoying seeing some of the success, and the credibility of the coaching staff starts to expand as well.
Tough shot, the fadeaway from Turner Botts. The Green Bay team that won 23 games last year. And to win the Horizon League championship at the tournament, Adrian, they had to win 4 games in 4 days. And Link Darner got his team to do that. They got hot down the stretch. They got hot at the right time of the year that won them a tournament championship and into the NCAA field.
Well, with Love, they created so many points off of turnovers. They don't have that same identity this year, and that's what Coach was talking about. They were able to tire teams out. That style, when you want to push the ball and create turnovers, it wears teams down in a short period.
Turner Botts from long range, and Botts buries a 3.
One thing about Green Bay that we see, they don't quit. They continue to play the same way, continue to attack. And if you're a three-point shooting team, you can get back into it in a hurry. Good spacing, good ball movement.
That's the 4th foul on Kenneth Lowe, who's in disbelief. So Kenneth Lowe will have to sit for a while with 4 fouls as Sami Eloraki asserting himself.
Making a statement. Watch this right here, knocking down
5 threes in the game. And then Oregon coming up, the highest ranked team in the tip-off marathon. They're playing Baylor at 3:30 Eastern coming up later today. Next game coming your way from Honolulu is Hawaii. We'll take on FAU as a turnover committed by Pacific. So the marathon starts east, it keeps moving west, and we hit really far west next. And then we jump back to the East Coast for the game after Hawaii.
Yeah, like right now, half the audience could be eating pancakes, and the other ones could be eating nachos. So which one? Is it a good night or a good morning for you?
Charles Cooper knocks the game at 36.
Let's see if they run it through Sami posting up strong, getting it inside. Pacific is moving the basketball. You never need to take a bad shot because everyone is playing unselfishly.
All the way to the basket, David Taylor gives UOP the lead again.
There was no help side because Cantor had to be occupied with post defense. That was a good drive, playing off of one another. The same way for Green Bay. Look at the ball movement. Look at the spacing. Offensively, they're doing the same thing to each other.
Squaring up, missing from the baseline is Jamar Hurdle, the senior from Milwaukee. And Sami Eloraki, another rebound. That's 11.
Scoring position right there. You got to double team him quickly.
There's a foul as Tonko Vuko is in the post. It's on Jamar Hurdle of Green Bay.
For Hurdle, that was a cheap one. Cantor was coming over to help double team. Got to trust the process. Trust that you're going to have help side when you're got your back deep post position.
Sami Eloraki gets a breather. He's having a terrific night. Maybe his best game as a Pacific Tiger here tonight in this tip-off marathon. Off the inbound, Ray Bowles gets his own miss. Bowles can't get the roll, but he gets another offensive rebound. Loose ball, and a foul going for the loose ball. It's on David Taylor of Pacific, his second.
For Coach Stoudemire, as we've seen quickly, when you come to his practice, he has control of his program. He pays attention to everything. 16 points are left, 2 feet from the basket in this game. 16, that's a lot of easy baskets.
Clinging to a 2-point lead, the Tigers. As Ray Bowles checks out. Here's the talented freshman Trevor Anderson. And Jamar Hurdle lost it out of bounds and a turnover by the Phoenix.
You just talked about Anderson, freshman, Mr. Wisconsin basketball. He's been playing so well that at times you need to double team him and get the ball out of his hands.
And they almost have to tell him, Adrian, to shoot more because they want him to put the ball up in volume.
Right. He goes 3 or 4 possessions without shooting it. You want to have one of your best shooters always with the basketball in his hands.
Stays with the Tigers here. Charles Cooper checks out. So does Trevor Anderson.
It's an important time right now. Both teams started out the half quickly. The game has settled back down to an uneven flow. You don't want to let your opponent get off to a good run while the game is going basket for basket.
DJ Ursary in the key. He has 7 off the bench for the Tigers. Nice pass to Karam Kanter, but he can't finish. And the rebound, Taco Vuko. Running the floor to the basket. Won't go for Jacob Lampkin. Pacific wants a goaltend. Don't think they'll get the call. All right, you be the judge. Is this a goaltend?
I thought on a quick glance it was. Look at this unselfish play right there. Good hands. Did he? That looked clean on that angle. That was a good block.
That was a good block, yeah. Jacob Lampkin now 3 of 3 at the line. The junior from Bellevue, Washington. Last year averaged 7 points, 5 rebounds a game. As Lampkin, his Uncle Tom, a longtime Major League catcher. And it gives Pacific their largest lead of the night at 6.
The driving kick.
Fouled on a 3 is Khalil Small.
I never get tired. Well, I think I can speak for both of us right here. We never get tired of watching good basketball. That was a strong drive where you attract 2 defenders and pass it out to an open shooter and go out there. Defensively, you've got to stay patient and, of course, never foul a 3-point shooter.
3 shots for Smalls, 4 of 4 at the line tonight. And Small, the junior from Chicago. 9 for Trevor Anderson to lead Green Bay. Cole Small has 8. And now give him 9. Our next NBA Wednesday doubleheader is KD, Steph, and the Warriors in Toronto to take on the NBA's top scorer DeMar DeRozan, the Raptors at 8 Eastern. Then we head to Staples Center for the Grizz and the Clippers. Both games also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. 1 out of 2 for Small. Still 1 more coming.
That Small shooting a 3-pointer. When you close out to a shooter, you got to have short, choppy steps because your momentum can run right into the shooter and break his plane.
Two out of 3 for Khalil Small. And the first Green Bay player into double figures.
When you score on a free throw, you can do what you're seeing right now. The Phoenix are trying to get their defense set.
David Taylor breaks the press. Knocked away and stolen. Tevin Finley. And the rebound. Controlled by Pacific and David Taylor. And a heady play by the senior. Adrian, he draws the foul in the backcourt against Green Bay, just initiating contact.
What I've been impressed with Taylor is he's an unassuming guy. He doesn't look like he'd be a speedster, but he's very quick with the basketball. When he gets out on the open floor and he's under control, you don't see as fast as he's going, getting called for charges.
16th foul against the Phoenix.
Let's see if Pacific can get more miles out of deep post touches for their big guys.
Ray Bowles inside. Somehow skips his way to the basket.
Strong drive and finally paying off one of those open drives that he's had.
There's a reach and foul against Malik Haynes of Pacific.
Well, it starts with the floor spacing. Look at the open space and then the hesitation. Manu Ginobili in the house. Right there. That's a thing of beauty.
Little Euro step right there from Ray Bowles. Pacific has matched their largest lead one more time at 6. Green Bay scored the first 7 points of the game. They had a 7-point lead in the first half. It's been tight all the way through. Not sure what Jamar Hurdle was trying to do there.
You could see Coach.
He's had a rough go of it.
Oh, my goodness. Coach Link, he just put his head down, his head in his hand, saying, are you kidding me?
Ray Bowles rattles out the 2. And the rebound out of bounds. And we're going the other way. It's a Green Bay basketball. Poked out of bounds by Malik Haynes. 44-38 Pacific. So the Tigers in their home opener, as they've won 12 of their last 13 home openers. They had won 12 straight to losing to Cal State Fullerton last year, as Malik Haynes pokes it free out of bounds. And pressure from the junior guard of Pacific. The Tigers are up 6, trying to make it a perfect 3-0 night for the West Coast Conference. 7 Eastern, followed by number 1 Duke against number 7 Kansas. And here are the championships for those 4 teams taking part in the Champions Classic. Kentucky with 8, Duke 5, KU 3, Michigan State with a pair. And we have a 6-point lead for Pacific here. Coming up next from the Sheriff Center in Honolulu, it'll be Hawaii against FAU. Will Small drives the key, has the ball stripped out of bounds. And it stays with the Phoenix and 7 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Small would be the go-to guy offensively, but I like Jones when he gets his feet set. He's got a smooth stroke. Let's see if he can get to an open spot, knock off a 3.
Green Bay is struggling since halftime, as Pacific has been the more aggressive team, Adrian, here in the second half.
Well, it's the respect they have for him because they know that Green Bay can score in a hurry. We talk about the upperclassmen. There's 6 upperclassmen that's been to the NCAA tournament. They're a team that wants to create tempo and push the tempo right there.
Off the inbound, that's what you were talking about. Warren Jones sticks the jumper.
Well, as an analyst, you look at who can score, and it's Small and it's Jones. And the way Jones is a catch-and-shoot guy, you've got to take that away if you're Pacific.
And they need Jones to get going. We have an offensive foul, legal screen, and it's on Tonko Vuko.
The Cooper's getting ready to come back in now. So you got 3 scoring options again. They're going to try to make a run right here at 11:24.
Actually, it's not on Vuko. They call it on T.J. Wallace as he was freeing up Jacob Lampton. Second foul on Wallace, who leads Pacific with 11 points. And a tie-up before the timeout is called, and the arrow points toward Green Bay.
Right now, the turnover has been the best friend for Pacific. Green Bay, when they start to make a run at them, play a little faster than they want to. Usually they speed up the other team, but they have been playing faster than they want to go. Be quick, but don't hurry. I heard that all my life from Coach Wooten. Now they have a lot of respect for Green Bay on the timeout as well. They were practicing this, not fouling on the out-of-bounds play.
Shot clock inside 10.
Got double team that.
Will Small, tough turnaround. And attacking the defensive glass, Vuko for Pacific. David Taylor recovers in the corner. A turnaround off the window from Jacob Lampkin, who has 6 off the bench. And Green Bay lost it out of bounds.
One thing with Cantor being out the game, there's no shot blocking. So if you can get it deep post position, Watch Taylor with the extra pass, and then the dribble, rising up. When you can get it that deep, there's no shot blocking. That's a high percentage shot.
And also without Kenneth Lowe's on the bench with 4 fouls. And if you're Link Darner, Adrian, since he has gone out, it seems Pacific has really inserted themselves. And you talked about it inside. If you're Link Darner, at what point do you look to bring him back?
Well, they're still attached to this game. It's 6 points. So a 3-point shooting team that likes to push the tempo. That's only 2 possessions. They're still attached to this game. It's not like they're down 16. So you can still have your guy on the bench going into that 5-6 minute mark. Another 4 minutes.
Turner bots, missing a 3, and there's Vuko on the defensive glass for Pacific.
Pacific has answered the bell going into this points in the paint. They dominated that one. And also, when you talk about fast break points, beating Green Bay at their own game so far.
Rigs off for Ray Bowles. That's controlled by the Phoenix. Here comes Tevin Finley.
Nice
Finley
drive.
to scoop and one.
Nice drive. Nice drive.
First points for the senior from Toronto.
Getting the ball on the open floor. This is what they want to do. Right, going left, and then a little okey-doke, a little underhand. How about that one? Good shot.
Third foul on T.J. Wallace. So Finley for the and one. He was an AAU teammate of Tyler Ennis and Andrew Wiggins. It's a pretty good AAU team.
I remember those names. Making multi-million-dollars. Roxy, if I was making
$5 million, those names.
If I was making $5 million a year, I wouldn't speak to you. I wouldn't speak to anybody.
At least you're honest to me, and I appreciate that, Adrian.
You know what?
I appreciate your honesty.
That's a lot of money. Gotta be responsible with it.
Tevin Finley cuts the Pacific lead in half.
See, what you were just talking about, would you bring back low, and you can see that this team can play quick. They don't bleed possessions. It's not hard for them if they're down 3, 4, 5 points because they still are going to harass you defensively. Good ball movement, good patience.
And one, the roll for T.J. Wallace.
One thing Coach Stoudemire talked about at shoot-around is that if you get inside the paint, good things will happen. Look at this strong drive right there by Wallace up there. No shot blocking, as we talked about again. In fact, when you talk, it was so quick. Smalls had his back to him and wasn't in position to take a charge.
Third foul on Khalil Small of Green Bay. As T.J. Wallace, the senior, to the line for the N1. He's 1 of 2 at the line tonight.
They put some arc on it. At times, he can shoot it flat. I'm a left-handed shooter, and my shot was always critiqued, but he's got to give it a little more arc. The higher, the greater probability that it'll make.
Green Bay lost the rebound out of bounds.
Nice driving kick.
David Taylor, 3.
You're seeing Pacific grow up before the home crowd's eyes with the execution, playing for one another, and then trying to sit down defensively, trying to get consistent.
Largest lead for the Tigers. DJ Ursery the rebound for Pacific.
Ursery off the bench has been effective, rebounding, scrapping, being quick with the basketball.
David Taylor, back-to-back threes. And the lead is double digits for the Tigers. 12 for Taylor. And attacking is Charles Cooper, and he draws the foul.
That was huge by Green Bay, trying to get back and score quickly. Now, that's a driving kick. Coach's dream, getting points off of assists. That means you're sharing the basketball and then calling your own number. You're feeling it. That's a good shot. Your feet are set underneath you, knocking it down. However, Green Bay came back and tried to score without the defense being set and got to the free throw line.
Charles Cooper misses the first. He's now 3 of 6 at the line. And again, Cooper last season, the senior from Gary, Indiana, tied a Green Bay season record for free throw attempts. But he misses both, and now just 3 of 7 at the stripe tonight.
On the road with a team making a run, trying to get some separation, you've got to stay attached to it by knocking down shots. Why not?
Another for David Taylor.
Why not?
3 straight threes for the senior from Germany. And that one silences the crowd from Khalil Small in Green Bay. Takes time. But David Taylor shooting Pacific to a double game hard. David Taylor leads Pacific with 15 points. After 11 in the opener against UCLA. And he's a player for Damon Stoudemire this season, Adrian, that could be a key. Yeah. Good skill set, now a senior. It's his time to elevate his game.
Great size, too, but as you watch the open flow, remember when Coach Stoudemire came in, he said he's going to open up the offense. You're seeing the floor spread. They're not taking bad shots. Everyone is playing one for another. It looks like they're enjoying what they're doing. Good ball movement.
DJ Ursery from the corner. For the offensive rebound, Jack Williams pulls it out for Pacific.
For Green Bay, they got to hold him. Got to check the little wet spot on the floor.
Right in front of the Pacific bench. Nice work by Luke Wicks, assistant coach for the Tigers. Doesn't waste any time, just takes the towel out and goes to work.
And for Green Bay, that was a priority. One of the keys to the game, to guard the half-court sets. And now with Pacific having some success knocking down the three-point line. Remember when Big Sammy was inside being a battering ram deep in the post? That was giving them an offensive balance, scoring inside and out. And now you're seeing a liveliness, a zip, and a zest to Pacific offensively. Got to help. If they're driving, the Phoenix have to help one another. Good job.
Jack Williams goes inside. The floater. Jack Williams in his first points of the night for the Long Beach State transfer.
For Jack, he didn't settle for the three-point shot where he was 0 for 3 at the time. He went there with a strong elevation inside the paint.
Long three is short from Warren Jones, but kept alive by the Phoenix. Jamar Hurdle misses everything. Williams open. Knocks down a three. And it's a 16-point game for the Pacific Tigers. Pacific has picked it up here in the second half, and they're knocking down shots. A 26-10 surge. And a foul called against the Tigers. And that's the fourth on T.J. Wallace.
It started coming out in the second half. Now watch this right there. Shooting that three-point shot. It started with that jump hook in the lane, getting him going.
And the Tigers have made 9 of their last 11 shots to build this 16-point lead.
Remember we talked about it was about 3 minutes left to go in the first half. And we talked about whoever would start making shots at the three-point line would start getting separation. And Pacific was the first one to come to the party with the three-point shot.
Warren Jones missed the front end of the one-and-one after the Tigers shot just 22% from the field in the first half. They're at 54% here in the second.
Yeah, they'll be upset with themselves missing so many easy. A free throw is an uncontested shot that you got to knock down.
Jack Williams. Back-to-back threes for Williams, who has 8. 65-46 Pacific. And they're pulling away from Green Bay, a team that won 23 games and went to the NCAA tournament last year.
2 things happened out of the adjustment, out of timeouts. And Coach Stoudemire talked about it. They got to stop turning basketball over. They didn't. And then right there, knocking down that three-point shot. It's a heck of a thing when you trust the process.
Ray Bowles at the line. 29-6 run for Pacific. And they've hit 10 of their last 12 shots. As Ray Bowles misses the free throw. He's now just 2 of 5 at the line.
Both teams have left a lot of meat on the bones at the free throw line. Can you get something driving to the basket? Good job by the white jerseys, walling up, not giving up straight line drive. Right there, see that help?
Warren Jones missing, and the rebound, Ray Bowles for the Tigers. We're inside 6 minutes to play.
The Tigers have taken the best shot of Green Bay
The steal by Warren Jones. Jones goes in and lays it up and in. The steal and bucket.
Warren Jones is very active. He's fresh legs, active hands. He's been productive when he's been out there.
So Link Darner frustrated here. And talking with Michael Greenstein, part of our crew here tonight. The officials, Chris Rastatter, Steve Olson, and Michael Greenstein, a good veteran crew working this tip-off marathon game. And there was something that spilled onto the floor, and that's what Link Darner was upset about. Over right there, you see Khalil Small go down in the corner. That's what Darner was upset about.
Right now for Green Bay, they only have one double-figure score in Small. He's 3 for 5 and been to the free throw line. And now they've got to get some stops.
Jack Williams off on that one on the rebound. Kenneth Lowe. Again, Lowe playing with his 4 fouls. And a foul out top against Pacific, and it's on Malik Haynes, his second.
The story of this game is the Tigers, 30-14 points in the paint. That has given them separation. And remember, they still missed 16 points on layups.
Warren Jones, a 1-and-1. He has 6 points tonight. He's 6 of 8 of the line on the season. One more coming.
Nice stroke. Over the front rim, backspin, follow through.
Senior from Centralia, Illinois. Transfer from Bradley, where he was redshirted last year at Green Bay. He was kicked off the Bradley team, oddly enough, by former Green Bay coach Brian Wardle, who's now at Bradley. And then he ends up at Wardle's former school, Green Bay, playing for Link Darner.
Say that 3 times. Green Bay to Bradley, Bradley to Green Bay.
There's a foul on the perimeter against the Phoenix.
Tigers want to lull them to sleep now. They've controlled the tempo. They've taken Green Bay's best.
Don't say lull to sleep here at 12:45 in the morning.
You're getting tired. Need a binky now.
Jamar Hurdle called for his 3rd foul as Ray Bowles in the line. 2 of 5 at the stripe, a 1-and-1, the 19th foul.
What the home team has done is control the tempo, because Green Bay wants to control the pace, wants to control the tempo. But because they've done so well knocking down shots in the second half, Green Bay could not get out and dominate the pace of play.
One more for Bowles. So, yeah, we're approaching 1 in the morning now, Pacific time.
What would that be for
Where?
My beloved Washington, D.C.?
It's 4 a.m., Adrian.
Ouch. 4 a.m. I think college kids would be in bed at 4 a.m. now. I don't even think they'd be up that late.
It's only approaching 11 p.m. in Honolulu, where the next game of the marathon, Hawaii hosting FAU. And Jamar Hurdle is fouled in the post by Jack Williams. And that's a 3rd on Williams.
Right now, with 4:42, Pacific has put themselves in a position to finish strong. What they've done is hold Green Bay to 1 shot, and then they've been knocking down shots without turning it over. So that's good for them if they can finish that. For Green Bay, they're a team that can still score in a hurry, but they have not been able to get inside the paint consistently because of the commitment for Pacific to wall up defensively and help one another.
First point tonight for Jamar Hurdle, the senior from Milwaukee. He was the top reserve for the Green Bay Phoenix on their way to the NCAA tournament last year.
Good leaper.
6'7" senior hits both free throws.
Yeah, plays a lot bigger than his frame.
And the pressure, which has been constant from Green Bay. There's a foul on the inbound. And it's on Khalil Small. And now some words exchanged between Khalil Small and Malik Haynes.
Well, for Haynes, you're winning, you're playing well. You don't have to go there. You don't have to go there. Go to the free throw line. Concentrate on knocking down that shot.
And the officials may check the monitor here to see if it warrants a flagrant 1. Against Khalil Small, who shoves Malik Haynes to the floor. Here's Chris Rastatter on your right, Steve Olson on your left. And Michael Greenstein is behind the other ones, and an official review here is they'll check the monitor to see if it warrants anything more than a common foul. I don't see anything that warrants more than a common foul.
A little acting there, a little theater class major.
You think a little theatrics at 1 a.m. from Malik Haynes?
Theatrics. WWF style.
Good person.
So Haynes will go to the line. Haynes' older brother Calvin was a standout player at Oregon State.
I remember him.
He was a good player.
Solid guard.
Yeah.
And that was within the last 4 or 5 years.
Played briefly for Jay John and then finished up his career playing for Craig Robinson.
Yeah.
There at Oregon State.
I remember him.
One more for Haynes. Haynes did not play in the opener against UCLA. As Malik Haynes hits both.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting where also Cooper is not in the game right now. And remember we talked about, Coach said that if Cooper does not get him 20 points, he doesn't think they have a good chance of winning.
Charles Cooper only 7 tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
The roll, pretty play from Trevor Anderson. The freshman gets the N1.
This young man is giving his best Tony Bennett imitation. He has been solid right there. Not blow by speed, but gets it up there, gets the ball over his shoulder in traffic. He's been effective in this game.
Second foul on Tonko Vuko. As Anderson misses the free throw, but the offensive rebound by Kenneth Lowe. Anderson for 3. Got it. And Anderson with 14. And a quick 5-point burst by the freshman Trevor Anderson. It's a 13-point game. The Tigers break the press. A 3-on-2 if they want it. And Jack Williams misses. Kenneth Lowe the rebound. Has it stripped. Loose ball. Diving for it. Out of bounds. Last touch by Green Bay. Cameron Hankerson lost it out of bounds. A Pacific ball tonight.
Hanging.
Gotta drop it to him.
Good morning.
Dallas Braden would be proud.
Yeah. Good morning or good evening. How should I address you, sir?
It's good morning.
All right. Good evening.
Although my body clock is probably somewhere over the Pacific right now.
Yeah.
After getting back to China and the China game where Stanford beat Harvard. David Taylor lost the ball, picked up. Jack Williams has it stripped. It's loose. And the Phoenix lose it out of bounds right back to the Tigers, 11 to shoot.
I like what I see from the Phoenix. Coming out of timeout, the game was slipping away from them, but they were active, deflecting, getting down on the ball defensively. That's a good job. Coach won't be happy, but he'll be happy on that possession.
They reset the shot clock. They said that Green Bay did have possession of it. Ray Bowles. David Taylor, who's been hot here in the second half. The offensive rebound. Bowles inside, and Ray Bowles powers it up and in, and he has 10.
Ray Bowles rewarding his effort, the second and third effort. You're seeing a little size now getting ready to come in for Green Bay.
Jack Williams the rebound. 3:10 to go, Pacific. Up by 15. They've led by as many as 19. And just about 3 minutes away from giving Damon Stoudemire his first head coaching win.
There's a new sheriff in town. He's a guy that pays attention to detail. He's going to expect excellence, holding them accountable, as he talked about. So they're in basketball detox.
Foul on Cameron Hankerson, the freshman, his first. And it's Ray Bowles to the line to shoot a pair as Pacific into the double bonus. So Bowles, 4 of 7 at the line. Junior from Modesto. In and out. Tuesday after the second game of the State Farm Champions Classic at Sports Center at night with Scott Van Pelt. Love all the college hoop highlights, the NBA, NHL, college football, NFL news, and everything else. Sports Center at night after Duke, Kansas. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. So one more for Bowles. And he missed both, and the rebound controlled by Turner Botts. And Green Bay. Warren Jones long on a three. And the loose ball to Ray Bowles for the Tigers.
The Pacific has some non-negotiables: defend, rebound, and hold opponents to one shot per possession. They've done that consistently in the second half. Nice shot.
Malik Haynes a little out of control. Long three from Warren Jones. Good box out by Tonko Vuko.
You're not seeing offensive rebounds from Green Bay to try to get themselves easy possessions or get to the free throw line.
And that's an over and back call, a turnover committed by Pacific. And they're being careless with the ball here. And look, it's a 15-point game, but these are little things that Damon Stoudemire, who pays so much attention to detail, Adrian, will not be happy with.
Exactly. That was a careless pass. It really was off of Green Bay, but that never should have happened anyway, because that's a degree of difficulty. Simplify your passing lane, simplify the game, make it easier pass.
And a whistle away from the ball, and again, that's another thing that's not going to make Damon Stoudemire happy. And they're opening the door and giving Green Bay free points here with the clock stopped.
Yeah, and you want to build on the lead now. You don't want to play against the clock. So you get yourself a 15-point lead, then you want to build it to 17, to 19, to 21. So that way you have to still play with a sense of urgency. Can't put it in cruise.
Fourth foul on Ray Bowles. And it's Warren Jones, 1 of 3 at the line, shooting 2.
Green Bay still hanging around just enough to try to make a late 2-minute run, especially if you're shooting 3-pointers quickly.
And Jones hits both. And he has 9. 71-58 Pacific. David Taylor leading the Tigers with 15. 4 Pacific players in double digits tonight. And the pressure and a steal for Green Bay.
Saw it coming.
But stepping on the end line is Cameron Hankerson. It goes right back to the Tigers.
You saw it coming because all game long, Pacific was getting a person coming to the open lane from the opposite side. They didn't do it on that possession. You got to click in now. You got to have a sense of urgency, a sense of winning time, as Magic Johnson would call it. This is winning time.
Your former teammate, Magic Johnson.
Oh, he got me a championship ring. This is when you hang mentally tough. You're strong on the dribble, strong on your drive, knock down open shots, and if you get fouled, hit your free throws.
Shot clock at 5. Ray Bowles from the corner. And the rebound knocked free, and the hustle by Jack Williams to keep it alive as he went diving into the crowd. What hustle by Williams.
Outstanding hustle. And I'm glad no one got hurt on that one. Watch Wallace try to get all the way to the basket because he's quicker than Anderson off the dribble.
Running clock is T.J. Wallace.
And remember, it's no 5-second violation anymore. They changed that rule last year.
Wallace and 1 spins it in off the window. And the senior with 15 now for the Tigers.
Roxy, you saw it coming where they were in bad defensive position. Anderson's strength is not an on-ball defender. And for Wallace, right there playing with it. Now watch this play of hustle. But right there, beats 3 defenders and then finishing strong in traffic.
So T.J. Wallace to the line for an and 1. And I talked to him after shoot-around today. And he told me, I asked him, what time's your first class tomorrow?
Oh, right.
Well, it's later today now.
Yeah.
He said 10 a.m. And I said, come on. I go, you're not going to be there, are you? He goes, of course I'm going to be there.
Oh.
It's a lab. Trust me. They'll notice me if I'm not there.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That one got away from me. I forgot this class tomorrow.
Yeah, they expect you there at 8 a.m., Adrian. I told them you'd be there. Jack Williams, the rebound for the Tigers. And Williams has had an active second half for Pacific. And a foul committed by Cameron Hankerson. David Taylor going to the line. 35.8 to go.
Interesting thing about Jack Williams, who has a knack for scoring, he didn't go as his offense went. He steal that last possession we just saw where he went into the crowd, saved the possession, then he's rebounding above the rim. He had an emotional volley for him, generating energy and enthusiasm. Great job off the bench.
So David Taylor with 16, matching T.J. Wallace for game-high honors. One more for the senior from Germany. Coming up next, hour number 11 of the tip-off marathon continues. From Honolulu, it'll be Hawaii against FAU. David Taylor hits both. 17 for Taylor.
Distinguished himself, knocking down three-point, timely shooting.
And now Pacific can just run out the clock. Green Bay will back off. And the Pacific Tigers are going to win their home opener. And they're going to give Damon Stoudemire his first win as a college head coach. 15-year NBA career. He was a Rookie of the Year. Former Pac-10 Player of the Year at Arizona. And now he gets his first head coaching victory. Congratulations, Damon Stoudemire. Try to fight back the smile there. I see it.
He's earned it. It's all about the second half adjustments for Pacific.